With brush pens, like the ones with the weasel hair, are you limited to using strictly cartridges, or can you get a converter to use bottled ink? And if so, since it's a different kind of tip, what is the best ink to use? You actually have a lot more freedom with a brush pen than you do even with a fountain pen. You don't want to go using calligraphy inks or anything like that. You don't have that much freedom. You still got to use fountain pen ink, but you don't run into the same kind of clogging and flow issues with a brush pen like you would potentially with a fountain pen. So that's really, brush pens are really ideal for pigmented inks. That's where a lot of them really kind of shine, because you don't have kind of a tight constricted flow through a feed like you would with the fountain pen. The brush is just kind of like, blah, the whole thing is like a big feed. So you can just, you know, kind of just is wet and you just kind of write with it however you want. So that said, there's nothing about using a cartridge versus a converter that will matter at all with a brush pen. So you can use cartridges, you can use converter, whatever, as long as the pen takes, you know, whatever it is. You know, you said the one with weasel hair. I'm assuming, you know, the one that we have with weasel hair is a platinum one. You can definitely use a platinum converter and cartridge and so on. You can switch back and forth, whatever you want. There's nothing about a converter necessarily or bottled ink that is any different than using a cartridge. So as long as the pen will accept a converter, by all means, go nuts. And then you said different kind of tip. What's the best ink to use? Pigmented ink is really where it shines, but you certainly don't require that. I think in general, more saturated inks tend to work a little better, but it's not really as picky as it is with a fountain pen. I'll be the first to say that I don't really have a whole lot of experience using brush pens with a variety of inks. This is not, I'm not an artist. I don't really use brush pens much other than just kind of test them out, so I kind of know what's going on. But in general, I just really don't know much of what's going on with brush pens because I just don't use them in my daily life. There might be other people that can pipe in the comments and stuff that can better answer that type of question. So that's really about all that I can share from personal experience about brush pens.